All new for you at 5 o'clock. Question: could the Texas Lottery be on the way out? There's one state senator who thinks it needs to be. The state's Lottery Commission has come under fire over what's called bulk purchases. This is where buyers organize basically with a whole bunch of money, purchasing, in this case, all possible combinations, ensuring they'd win. Andrea Lucia sharing that not only did that happen, but it happened right here in North Texas.
The third largest jackpot in Texas Lotto history, worth a whopping $95 million, was sold here at a store in Colleyville called Hooked on MT back in April of 2023. And this is exactly what it looked like when we visited days later, with no signs of life or the lottery. State records, though, show this location was the biggest ticket seller in the state that week. Texas lawmakers this month are still grappling with how it happened.
That was their brick and mortar. With a dozen of your machines that y'all provided to them, and then somebody showed up with about $11 million in cash to buy tickets. Would you consider that an ordinary operation? Is that something that, explain how you allowed that to happen?
Again, this goes back to that bulk purchase event that happened in April 2023. Bulk purchasing is when a group of buyers or a syndicate get together and they attempt to buy all or substantially all of the combinations of a particular lottery game.
In that state Senate committee hearing last week, Texas Lottery officials said that April 2023 drawing is the first in which they're aware of a bulk purchase taking place. They said there are now guardrails in place to reduce the chances of it happening again. But then another big drawing happened this week.
You sold an $83 million ticket yesterday. Was that through a courier?
Yes.
It was through a courier.
In a video posted to social media, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick confronted the seller of the latest winning ticket, who he says, like Hooked on MT, operates using multiple machines and couriers capable of making large-scale sales on behalf of online buyers.
I finally did get in the back of the house. They wouldn't let us take any photographs or video or ask anyone any questions, but there were terminal after terminal after terminal after terminal. Many, many more terminals than you would ever see in the normal place that you buy lottery tickets.
I think the only solution is to end the lottery.
In an interview with CBS News Texas, Senator Bob Hall of Rockwall accused the Lottery Commission of willfully violating existing law and allowing schemes that criminal organizations could use to launder money. Under the state's sunset review process, the Lottery Commission happens to be up for review this year. And Senator Hall, for one, says he's ready to be done with it.
If we don't pass the sunset bill, it shuts them down. So we have a bill that will do that if that's becomes the will of the body.
Andrea Lucia, CBS News, Texas.